What's your problem with Peter Obi's academic records as indicated in that introduction? We all know that Mr. Peter Obi attended University of Nigeria, Nsukka, right? We also know that he has multiple qualifications. If I may throw it in, he was my classmate at the Sai Business School at the University of Oxford. So he has classmates who can stand up and say, I sat in the same class with Peter Obi. I can at least attest to that, okay? And then you say in the, as the introduction indicated, that even the APC candidates' academic records are more straightforward. What is straightforward? Chicago State University or Government College Ibadan? If you may just educate us.
Well, thank you for the question. Well, I made that statement in response to criticism from the Labour Party against the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress. And I said, if you look at all the presidential candidates, the least educationally qualified, the most educationally backward, if you like, is the Labour Party candidate. Rabi Mr. Conquest, who has a PhD in water engineering, Waziri Atiku Abubakar has a master's with distinction in international relations, and Bola Tinubu has a second class upper in accounting. And you have the Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi, who had a second class lower in philosophy. And if you put that together, it's obviously the lowest. And so when they were poking fun of Bola Tinubu, they have a number of their surrogates and a spokesman saying that, he didn't even go to Chicago State University. I've said before, look, I do not like Bola Tinubu because I know for a fact that he's a known drug lord. However, I went to Chicago State University myself, physically, I went there. And I released photos. I went there to their exams and records office and I asked them, and they did tell me that yes, Bola Tinubu attended, he's a proud alumni of the institution, and that there is no doubt, there is no controversy about it.
The truth is the truth, no matter how many people reject it. And a lie is still a lie, no matter how many persons accept it. Whether they're in APC or they're PDP, they're ADP or CPP, DPP, the problem is this political class, they have a singular agenda to continually put us as a people in perpetual bondage. And that's why it is not very difficult for them to jump parties, to cross carpet, to decamp when they are not getting what they're supposed to get. It's not about ideology, it's not about the people, it's not about anybody, it's about their interests. You will think that of all the persons in this world, it will be Reno Omokri. The last person will be Reno Omokri. That will go ahead to be defending Bola Tinubu on national TV. Look at it. It is not for an interest of Atiku Abubakar. It's the fact that the people are dancing towards a new leadership system. And that is not comfortable for them. They are not comfortable about it. Because anything that makes it Abi become president, it is the end of the road for most of these politicians. End of the road. Go and check results. When Olusegun Mimiko became governor of Ondo State in 2007, right? Of course, after the court proceedings and all that, it changed the total face of the leadership of the state. When Comrade Adams Oshomole became governor of Edo State, because these guys have been around, so a new government changes the focus, changes the leadership styles and the leadership players. I mean the players, the stakeholders in the game. And that's why I see billionaires in this country investing so much in the political parties, APC and PDP, because if anything that makes the party not to win, it is the end of the road. And so forget about all these alliances that you are seeing. Whether Wike wants to dance towards Tinubu, whether Reno Omokri is not dancing, because they now know clearly, and that's how INEC has been dragged into this. The arrangement is not for the benefit of the people. Because the people are making bolder statements every other day. Let's not deceive ourselves. That's the situation. So, don't be surprised to see Wike announcing that he's supporting Tinubu. Don't be surprised. I'm telling you, don't be surprised. Because you don't know what's going on. We are in a battlefield. We are not joking, and that's why I don't believe in any of these politicians. Fortunately for me, I've chosen to support the candidacy of Peter Obi. But I'm telling you, so all these guys, even those dancing around you, those making subtle statements. If you want to stand for the truth. Let's be realistic. Why do you think Soludo, who is not in PDP or APC, is not so pleased that Peter Obi is gaining momentum, because that is a suicidal walk to his own presidential ambition in the future. He doesn't want that to happen. Why is it difficult for Wike to declare for Peter Obi? You say you're giving logistic support. He's a good man. He's not good man you should support. You are holding meetings to declare. Why are you still having analysis of who should be the... You not get this thing. No, it's funny, Sha. Only few persons just understand some of these things. And now look at Reno Omokri going to Chicago State University to go and come back and tell us that Bola Ahmed Tinubu went to school. Is it enough to go to school? Okay, now you came on a live interview to make such claims without bringing the document. Who did you meet? Who are the persons you met? I'm going to give you time to watch this video. It's not because of this video per se. I'm talking about the ideology of how some of these things are working. See, there is a concerted effort, directly and indirectly, by the political class, whether the APC or PDP, to constantly usurp the powers of the people, to sit on the office of the citizens' rights and demand what happens in this country, because that is where they get their daily bread. That is where. Campaign for Peter Obi, they will reject it. That's why they are saying that we are mob that is headless. That's why they will say that we are bullying. Whereas on this my page, just dropping content, I'm getting curses even to my family. I'm getting threats every day. It is not content I'm doing. So who is the headless mob? Watch this video and have a clear understanding of what is actually happening around. These guys do not want us. They don't like us. They are our number one enemies. Let's stop deceiving ourselves. Suddenly we are hearing stories. Which of these parties are not bringing stories of antecedents? APC and PDP. Whereas, if you want to even declare, if you are going to even, Rachel, let's even discuss antecedents in sincerity. Antecedents. What was used in voting Buhari in 2015? Which antecedents? And even the things that, if it's about antecedents, infrastructural antecedents only, we should not have allowed military to live. Because most of the things that we enjoy, infrastructures, and even in established organizations, organs, were created by the military. NYSC, Testing Balogun Stadium, National Theatre, First, Second, Third Mainland Bridge. Who built them? Who built them? Military. We should bring military back if it's about all this English. But the same I said, you see these guys, they understand the game. So they decide in their WhatsApp group of what to project, and they're using it to stone us. Idiots around, they are picking it and working with them. When I watch video, I'm going to share this video. I'm tired of about a lot of all these shenanigans. When I watch video, I'm going to share it. Watch it. Watch Reno Omokri defending Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You will think that's the whole Reno Omokri. Buhari tormentor, APC hater. Because now it's obvious that the people are making their own choices. They have to start to work together behind the scene. Don't be surprised when Kwakwaso declares for Tinubu. Don't be surprised if Wike, Makinde, all of them declare. Nobody. We are just alone. I better watch the video, Mona share and don't come out.
All right, Reno, please, I'd like to get some clarification. You said you went to Chicago yourself. I will ask you, what Chicago did you go to? Is it the same Chicago to get Tinubu's record? Is it the same Chicago that now there's a case in court filed about the deposition that, a lawyer subpoenaed the school he went to, and they said they don't have any of those records. The records are submitted to INEC, the EC9 form, and there were even discrepancies on the date of birth of the person. So what record did you say you got of Tinubu from Chicago? Because there's already a case in court filed by Mark Kenaro eBay or something, one of the lawyers, and they were saying there were discrepancies as regards what was even submitted. So what Chicago did you go to? I'd like to know. And they confirmed to you as regards the veracity of that? And did they give you any document you can show to that effect?
Well, Rufai, you've got your facts wrong. The subpoena that was subpoenaed was not for Chicago State University. It was a subpoena that was sent to Deloitte. And then also there's been some document floating around in the internet about a college, something, I think it was South College or something like that. I'm not talking about that college, and for a fact, I know for a fact that Tinubu did not even go to that college, and Tinubu did not say that he went to that college. I know the college that he said he went to Richard Daley Junior College. However, I'm talking about Chicago State University. University. There's no subpoena from any lawyer to Chicago State University. I went there physically. I mean, if you go, I mean, I sent a photo of this to Arise TV. I think this was about a week ago when I was interviewed in London. I did a video while I was there. The Chicago State University Records Office actually released a signed statement, a notarized signed statement. It's public knowledge. It's out there. You know, it's been carried by the paper. Look, like I've told you before, I went there. I'm not somebody just sitting down on the internet or somebody just relying on third parties. I went there. You know, I physically went there. The fact that I went there is a fact.
Okay, Reno, please, I'm sorry, I have a follow-up. If you're finished, I have a follow-up to what you just said just now. So I just wanted to tell you in advance. So when you're done, just let me know. So I'll follow up on that, please. Okay, are you done? Let me just quickly give the follow-up. So Reno,
that's the thing, Rufai, you need to be able to control yourself so that when someone is talking, you allow them, because that's how this is going to work. I talk, you listen, and then you listen, I talk. I mean, there's going to be enough time for you to say you have a follow-up question when I finish talking.
But Reno, I thought you had finished, and you know that's why I even gave you the.
But I was still talking.
Hang on a minute, Reno.
When you interjected, and you have
Reno.
history of doing that. Anyway, now let's
Reno,
go.
please
let's
finish
go
your
on.
thoughts,
Let's
and
go
I come
on.
with my rebuttal, please. Just finish your thought. Go ahead.
No, you've interrupted my thought process.
Okay, so let me follow up. Let me follow up on the rebuttal, Reno. I mean, and that's why I had the courtesy to be able to tell you that when you finish, because you paused for a bit, and that's why I interjected. So I will not just interrupt your thoughts. And all this game you try to play to blackmail me and say all sorts, that's how I behave. It's your game. I'm not drawn into that. I'm just a journalist and I do my job. And that's just to you, Reno, just to set you straight on that. This is the rebuttal I wanted to give. The court paper said that Tinubu presented a forged Chicago State certificate to INEC with the intent that may be acted upon as genuine. This is a new court case, and you can go and check the, the records of this. This is a new court case that was just filed as of the 16th of November 2022. So I was correct as regards to filing in court. That was just the rebuttal I wanted to give you, Reno.
Okay,
but you see, that's the thing.
Reno, can we move on? Okay.
Can I respond to that, please?
Go ahead.
You see, that's the thing. You know, when you are a broadcaster and you have an interview channel like this, you need to be conscious of what you have said. I had no doubt about the court case. I never said, and you can replay this video. I mean, I'm sure your viewers at home can go back and listen to what I said. I didn't say there was no court case. You said that there had been a subpoena to Chicago State University, and that Chicago State University had denied that Tinubu did not go. And I said, look, I don't know about the college that's been floating about in the internet, which is something South College. And then also I know that Tinubu went to, can I finish, please? And I said that I know that Tinubu went to Richard Daley College. However, that there was a subpoena to Deloitte, and Deloitte had said Tinubu did not work for them, but that there was no subpoena to Chicago State University. The reason why I'm here being interviewed by you is because of Chicago State University. And I know for a fact that he went there. Chicago State University has released a statement, a notarized statement, which has also been published in the Nigerian media, stating that he went there. For any other thing, for Deloitte, for any other college, I mean, I don't know about that. I'm only talking about what I know. Tinubu went to Chicago State University. I do not like the fact that he's a known drug lord, but I'm not going to libel him. I'm not going to lie against him. He did go to Chicago State University.
Reno, I put it to you again, and I would like to give you an open challenge about your visit to Chicago, and Chicago told you that they had all the records. I would challenge you openly on that, and this is why I would challenge you. At first, you said that the subpoenas were for Deloitte, were not for Chicago University. Reno, you were wrong. In the court papers, in case you don't have access to it, the court papers by Enahoro Eba that was filed recently, he told his colleague, Mr. Matthew J. Qualls, a Chicago-based lawyer, who issued an attorney subpoena on his behalf against Chicago State University, in case number 22L 007289 on the 12th of August. Kwa had in his subpoena directed the school to mail all the documents and records in possession that pertains to Tinubu and his educational qualifications. And it is based on that. In the suit, Enahoro told the court that copies from Chicago State academic record undergraduate and were letters sent to him, which were attached to him as a court exhibit. And it contradicts the material provided by Tinubu in EC9 form submitted to INEC. So that's to also prove you wrong. In case you do not know, Reno, there was actually a subpoena to Chicago based on the deposition of this legal paper. You can go and read the Vanguard of the 16th of November for that. It's not only the Deloitte that was subpoenaed, it was subpoenaed for Chicago, and this is based on. Now that's why I challenge, what did Chicago University tell you, Reno, when you went there? Who did you meet? Who did you talk to? What papers did they give you?
Well, that again, like I said before, there was no subpoena to Chicago State University. An attorney cannot issue a subpoena. I've got a master's in law. I don't know what degree you have. Only a court can issue a subpoena to an institution. And the man, his court case, well, if you look at what he said, those are claims that he's making. It's when you go to court and the court will now verify your claims. So that is a third-party claim. It's not coming from an institution. I went to Chicago State University. I went there. I met with their officer at the records office. They issued a statement. The statement has been published by various Nigerian media. Punch has published it. I believe maybe Guardian has also published it. I mean, if I knew you were going to ask this question, I would have brought the document with me and I would have shown it to you. The man went to Chicago State University, and there is, even on Chicago State University's alumni website, and you can actually do that. Why? Because I know, Rufai, you like to do that a lot. Because
Reno, but you prepped for this interview now. How come are you saying if you know you will have brought the records? But you prepped for this interview, Reno. And secondly, what was the name of the executive you met there in Chicago State University? What was the name of the person, the exam records person you met?
I went to Chicago State University. I met the officer there. A statement was released. The media has it. It's been published before. And then when I was doing this, when I was asked to do this interview, I was not told that I was going to be needing to bring those documents.